Today we are talking about knee stomping, this technique which is so brutal and can be very effective, but on the flip side can put you at extreme risk if you are executing this technique. We're going to talk about all of it and make sure you have a clear understanding if you should be bringing it into your arsenal. If you are enjoying the videos that the channel is bringing you and hundreds of thousands of others around the world, do me a favor, just give the video a like. Helps the channel so much. I really appreciate it. Also, want to let you know that we are having a massive sale over at Strike Ready. If you like these videos, you're going to love the courses that I have together there. There are 5 of them, and we are doing big Black Friday November month for the entire 30 days. And right now you can head over, there's a link down there. You can grab my offense course, my defense course, my takedown course, my movement course, and my newest edge course, which is 36 1-hour follow along training sessions, all for $197. Now, let's get into this knee stomp. I want to break this down in little sections almost today. And we're going to start with the execution of the technique. How do I go about throwing this technique? The only thing I want to say before that is, why on this channel have I not covered knee stomps before? I've put out so many videos. How have I not got around to it? Well, for me, the knee stomp is very equivalent to that of a calf kick. To me, they're both jerk techniques. Techniques that I don't like throwing because I do not feel they have the same beauty as everything else, and they can inflict very massive damage on somebody. But I realize as I get later in my career, this is kind of a foolish mindset, because whether it be a calf kick or a knee stomp or a hook to the head which knocks them out, all of them are lots and lots of damage. But for me, there's never been the same beauty in a knee stomp or a calf kick as floating up a beautiful head kick. That's just why you haven't seen it. So first, let's talk about the execution, and then we'll talk about some risks, and we'll go on from there. First off, executing a knee stomp. It can very often come off either leg, front or back, in a side kick sort of method. What I'm looking to do on this one is I'm looking to turn my body completely sideways, lift my knee up high, and then stomp right down into their knee. I'm going to land, most likely when I do this, with the bottom of the foot, not trying to worry about landing like they say in karate with like, oh, the edge of the foot. No, just land with the flat of your foot. If you can get closer to the heel, I think that'll be more beneficial as opposed to landing around the ball of the foot. You want very real thumping power, so down by the heel would be the preference, if you can. So from here, I turn my body sideways and I stomp downwards. Alternatively, if I do not want to turn my body sideways and I just want to stay square, I can lift my knee up to the side, almost like a weird front kick. I'm not lifting here. I'm going to come up to the side, flare my toes out, and stomp downwards. The side kick knee stomp is like this. This alternative is very square with the toes facing the opposite direction. And in terms of where do we land? Well, we are looking to land either right on the kneecap or slightly above. I feel like if you can go slightly above, that's going to be where the real damage happens in terms of hyperextending their joint or catching them from the side, where you can really start messing up ligaments or tendons through that knee area. Very dangerous technique. So let's move on now to talking about some of the risks of this. Obviously, the risk for the person I'm kicking is you're going to bust them up hard if they do something wrong. In terms of what they can do wrong to make this kick very detrimental, it's going to be one of 2 things. Number 1, they either keep their leg too straight. If their leg is very straight and I kick it, it's just going to boom, get flexed out through the back there. Number 2, they take their lead toes and they are turning slightly inwards. Now when you get hit, the leg is going to collapse this direction. If you're looking to negate a side kick down to the knee, you're just going to keep your toes forward and bend your knees a little bit more. The knee stomp's not going to have much effect at this point, but many people are not going to recognize it, see that threat, and they're just going to keep fighting the way they fight, high or toes in. But if you can get a little bit lower like this, oh, who cares? This technique has no power anymore. Now, in terms of the person who's throwing it, what is the risk? That's very interesting. And it changes whether I throw this way or this way a little bit, but let's talk about those two techniques first. This one for me is when this person is stationary. I'm progressing on them. I'm back here, I move in and I stomp down, putting an aggression upon them. The other one will be more of a stationary position. We're sort of in this feeling out range. Maybe I'm pawing out with one hand and I just go to touch. I touch right down to the knee. Obviously, we need to understand that we're at this tighter range than a long range kick where I'm way back here. I can't land from this range. So I have to have my hands out. So the side kick can be done from a long range. I can tip my head back a little bit more and kind of slide and get really in on them. This alternative is going to be more so me stopping them from aggressing. Right? If they're coming towards me, they're trying to be the aggressor, and I'm just standing here and I just kind of boom, hit them. That's going to be a great way to just stop their action and recontrol the engagement through the fight. But the risk for me is that I miss. I miss this kick. And when we think of a torso, look at how wide it is. I go to throw a side kick. Am I going to miss? I can, but probably not. Now we go down to the leg. The leg is kind of like that much. It's much easier to miss this kick. And that is why we do not do our foot stomps, our knee stomps, sorry, like this. We don't throw them with our toes facing straight up because there's a good chance we'll just miss that. So we turn our toes outwards or inwards. That's going to help us so much. But the risk of this is I miss, and because I'm at this tighter range, if you watch me right now, this is my range for a knee stomp. I can touch. Can almost jab from here. If I step backwards, I'm out of range, but I can still land a body side kick. So because I'm closer, that means if I miss this kick, and all of a sudden I'm here and I'm going, whoop, I'm in this punch zone where I can get really punished. So this is a massive risk for me, which I need to understand. More so if I'm going sideways and I'm coming here, I'll keep my hands up. If I'm in this tighter range, I'm gonna have both hands up. One hand is fine here. Both hands is going to be important at that position. Now let's say you're wanting to train the knee stomp, but you're going, I don't need a lot of time to just go to the gym and do that. Like, that's pretty easy. How do I go about executing this in sparring without hurting the good people who are coming to the gym to train with me? And that's a great question, because I throw the knee stomp occasionally when I spar, but I have in mind that I don't want to hurt my sparring partner. What do? Do I go lighter? It's not a bad idea, you go a little bit lighter, but what happens if the person rushes forward, they turn their foot in as they're jabbing, and they kind of, and you just happen to go like this. And again, they're gonna, get their knee all buckled up. It's not a safe way to go. What do you do as an alternative? You take that knee stomp, which would again normally be right around the kneecap or slightly above, and you move up maybe 5 or 6 inches. Now if you hit them here, you're still going to make them move backwards. You're still going to stop them if they come to attack you, but you're not going to have their leg hyperextend, and there will be less damage. And then you can go about down the road, if you're in an actual fight, going, okay, in sparring I was throwing it here, but now I'm going to come down to this position and really try and do some damage. That's how I safely throw this technique when I'm in a sparring session and don't want to hurt anybody. Now, do you need to set up a knee stomp? Well, sure, you absolutely can. I could step in and do something like this, but I don't see the point. I feel like this is more of an individual technique, which works very well to reset the action. So if somebody's coming towards me and they're trying to be the aggressor, I just, boom, shut them down. Then I create some space, they'll reset, I reset, we get back to our normal motion. If I decide I'm going to step forward, I throw my combo, bang, bam, boom, I do my quick exit, they're walking forward, I stop them. Or if I'm trying to get them to back up, I'm trying to give them some fear, I'm trying to create more distance between us, maybe I'm bouncing around and I come towards them and give them that little knee stomp. Boom, and I'm getting them to back up. And then maybe you'll start to see them do something like, oh, reaching down or doing something silly. And then from there you can start faking and following up. But to think like, okay, I'm gonna do jab, cross, jab, and then a knee stomp, or upper hook, cross, and a knee stomp. I don't think you need to do it in combos. Think of this as more an individual technique, which will help reset the pace in your favor. And that's it, everybody. That's all I want to touch on today. Obviously, this technique can be used very, very well. It can create massive damage, as John Jones, Khalil Roundtree has showed us. So be cautious, be careful with it in sparring sessions. And if you have one of those nice long banana bags, which goes right down to basically this height on you, then you can practice this in a fantastic way. Or if you have a bob or something else, one of these freestanding water bags, that also works great. But play around, be safe, and thanks as always for joining me on the channel.